Let's get right to the point. What is e-commerce marketing automation? I do have one more video on this channel about marketing automation for e-commerce. It's quite detailed, but those were my early days. Maybe you would not find this better quality, but still I would like you to go to that video and have a look at the graph which I mentioned there. Now, marketing automation has played a very important role in different kind of business setups and for different kinds of industries as well. But when it comes to e-commerce, marketing automation helps at many different levels. Now, to start with, segmentation is very important part of marketing automation or any kind of marketing per se. You have to have the segment, and that is number one point when it comes to the marketing automation. For e-commerce, it helps do just that, right? Marketing automation tool, if connected and when connected with a tool like Shopify or Magento, looks at the data, looks at the customer different stages and creates segments around that. So for example, the segments would be, number one is a visitor. Now a visitor who has visited the website, that's one segment. If the visitor has not provided any email address, then the marketing automation tool has the information about the IP address. So the next time the visitor visits, the marketing automation tool keeps note of that and accordingly shows the products and pages depending upon the last visit. Now the marketing automation also does one more thing. It tries to convert that visitor to a paying customer. Now if a visitor has visited the website and is left, it actually is known as the browse abandonment technically in marketing automation. So they browsed and they abandoned, they didn't like it. So the marketing automation's role is to basically convert to at least a subscriber, if not a customer. So the browse abandoned visitor becomes a subscriber. How it happens? The marketing automation tool for e-commerce will help you create different kind of pop-ups and offers that will help a business, an e-commerce business, to make sure that the investment that they have done in Google Ads or SEO, through which they acquired that visitor, becomes at least a subscriber to start with, right? And all these marketing automation tools like HubSpot, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, they all have these capabilities. In fact, Salesforce Marketing Cloud has a tool by the name of Interaction Studio, which goes much beyond that, right? So that is stage one about the browse abandonment, right? And then next comes the stage when the browse abandonment visitor, who is now a subscriber, has some offer in their email address and they want to kind of browse and they come to the website. Out of those visitors or the browse abandonment subscribers, some become the paying customers and some become the abandoned cart subscribers because they have not converted it. So I would still consider them as subscribers and abandoned cart visitors. So they have abandoned cart in their e-commerce system. So the marketing automation tool will look at that as well. So now you can see step one is browse abandonment or the visitor. Then we have this step two as, in fact, step one was the visitor, step two was the browse abandonment, step three is the abandoned cart. Now comes the next stage, which is the customer. So when marketing automation has nudged the visitor from different stages to becoming the customer, marketing automation tool role does not end here, right? Because it also looks at various permutation and combination of data and it checks what are the probabilities and the possibilities of upselling and cross-selling products or services to that particular visitor, right? So, and apart from that, marketing automation tool also make sure to send the promotional messages or product launches, this kind of information. And all these things can be easily configured inside marketing automation. I remember the early days when companies, and in fact I also used to have one of my own business, I used to use Magento as one of the e-commerce tool. I saw a lot of companies considering or thinking that the e-commerce tool itself is good enough and they do not need to connect any CRM. But there was a stage, there actually came a time when most of the companies, and now also, they connect the CRM with the marketing automation as well as e-commerce tool. So CRM becomes the center hub and e-commerce becomes secondary, and then again marketing automation is connected with all these tools, and then it collects the data and it keeps creating the segment. So once the marketing automation has the segments, which is I would say the hyper segments as well as the primary segments, it starts sending messages as crafted by the company. So a company might miss out on providing other important information, and I have seen companies who actually do only the basic email messaging, message sending only. They don't go beyond that. But some companies go really deep into understanding different behaviors of the customer, what they like, what they don't like, even what color of pages they like, how to personalize those things. And then marketing automation plays very important role in personalization as well. And now talking about personalization, that is the key factor which helps any marketing automation tool to customize the message according to the personality or the persona of the buyer, and accordingly try to nudge them from one level to the other. So just giving an offer to a buyer used to happen in older days, but now companies have become very sophisticated with the sophisticated tools. So they now use marketing automation tool to personalize the information as well. So as you can see, marketing automation tool can help at many different level. It's a very sophisticated thing to use for any company, and it's advisable to use for almost all e-commerce companies. And to name a few, for I would say small businesses, I would recommend Zoho. For mid-sized businesses, I would recommend HubSpot. And for large enterprise, I would recommend tools like Salesforce Marketing Cloud or Eloqua, because again, the large companies or enterprise companies have very complex data, and they have very complex systems which the tools needs to address. So maybe a small business kind of a tool might not be able to address the complexity of the enterprise level e-commerce. Once again, the e-commerce is divided into B2B and B2C, because right now B2B is also getting very keen on using B2B commerce. But marketing automation tool applies to both. These techniques, these methods, these frameworks applies to both kind of businesses, both B2B and B2C, and for both products and services. So yes, in case you are looking to know more about the marketing automation for e-commerce, I do have one book as well on Amazon. I'll put the link below. Just go through that book. It's available on Amazon, and also there's a course much detailed here as well. So I would recommend you to go through it. Happy automating.